Hey guys, it's Jonathan here with Anton Ministries this week. Now, one thing that I really enjoy doing when I'm studying the Bible is I like taking a look at stories from the Old Testament that when we look at them, they seem kind of bizarre to us, right? But I like taking a deeper look and seeing what truths we can learn from them that we can apply to our lives. All right, today we're going to be looking at a story from 1 Samuel chapter 5. Now, to give you guys a little background on this story, it's currently at a time where the Israelites are once again kind of rebelling and disobeying God, right? So God has allowed them to be at war with the Philistines. So during one of these battles with the Philistines, the Israelites, they just get thrashed, completely destroyed, right? And they're like, well, why wasn't God with us? You know, I think we should do is, I think we should get the Ark of the Covenant and we should take it with us to battle. If you don't know, the Ark of the Covenant is considered to be one of the most important physical objects to the Israelites. It's literally represents the presence of God, all right? So they're going to take this with them to battle. However, again, the Philistines defeat them. And as a result, the Ark of the Covenant is captured by the Philistines. So this we're going to pick up here in 1 Samuel chapter 5. The Philistines have captured the Ark of the Covenant, and they have put it in the temple of one of their pagan gods named Dagon. All right. So starting in verse 1 of chapter 5, it says, after the Philistines had captured the Ark of God, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. Then they carried the Ark into Dagon's temple and set it beside Dagon. All right. When the people of Ashdod rose early the next day, there was Dagon, fallen on his face on the ground before the Ark of the Lord. They took Dagon and put him back in his place. But the following morning when they rose, there was Dagon fallen on his face on the ground before the Ark of the Lord. His head and hands had been broken off and were lying on the threshold. Only his body remained. We see in this story that we have a jealous God, right? Now, I used this for a lesson with my teenagers several weeks ago, and they looked at me and they said, well, Jonathan, isn't it not right for us to be jealous? So isn't it wrong for God to be jealous too? Well, you see, the thing about this situation is God has a righteous jealousy, right? God created us, humans. He created us with the sole purpose of praising and worshiping Him, right? So when people, such as Philistines in this case, are instead of worshiping the one true God, they're worshiping gods such as Dagon, God takes that personally, right? We see from this instance that God literally attacked the Philistines' false god, Dagon, all right? So we all know from the Ten Commandments that we are to have no other gods before the one true God. And we are not to worship idols or other images or worship anything else ahead of the one true God, right? God has made these directions very clear to us. So when people are breaking these commandments and worshiping these false gods, God has every right to act on this jealousy that He has, this righteous jealousy, because He's right, we're wrong. He has the purpose and the reason to be jealous and to act on it, all right? You see, from this story, God literally attacked the the false god of the Philistines, right? We see that the first night, he made Dagon fall down, prostrate, worshiping the one true God, fall down in front of the Ark of the Covenant, right? And the Philistines were like, oh, this is weird. So they headed back up. But the second night, not only did God make the image or the statue to Dagon fall over in front of the Ark of the Covenant, he broke off his hands and his head to assert his authority, his might, his power, to prove that he is the one true God. So folks, I have a question for you, okay? Something to think about as we move on today. If God is a jealous God, right, and he is willing to do this to the Philistines' false god Dagon, we should take a close look at our lives, right? And what are we worshiping, right? Now, most of us probably aren't worshiping false gods like Dagon or Baal, another false god from the Old Testament, but there are things that we devote our time to instead of God. Are you worshiping money? Are you worshiping possessions? Are you worshiping a relationship with somebody else? Anything that we put ahead of God is like we ourselves are worshiping something else instead of God, right? So I just want us to take a look and examine our lives and think about, are we having other gods in front of the God, right? And if so, what can we do to be certain that we are putting God first? That way we don't find ourselves on the wrong side of a jealous God. Thank you guys for your time today. I hope you take this question to heart and really think about how you can apply it to your life.